Guys, welcome back. Sorry for such a long delay between videos. Just kind of ran into a few hiccups trying to get my hands on a rod bolt stretch gauge to torque the aluminum rod bolts to spec. Not really a whole lot to say other than it's kind of frustrating when you figure out that you don't have what you need as far as tools go. I've always kind of prided myself on having the tools that I needed. So rather than borrow one from the previous engine builder, Scott, good friend of mine, we kind of played a lot of phone tag and just weren't able to get together on making it work. So went ahead and bought one off Amazon. I'll eventually have a link down below for that. It's a Proform tool. It seems pretty well built. Maybe not as crazy as the ARP branded one itself, but this thing will do the job just fine. It's got a real nice, smooth dial indicator on it, and I kind of familiarized myself already with how it functions. So we're going to hopefully in the next 24 hours or so start going together. Bought a generic ring compressor because throughout the years it's just one of those tools again that I never acquired. Harbor Freight had a smoking deal going this week, so if you guys get a chance to swing by there, microfiber towels for 69 cents, can't really beat that. Bought another pack of shop towels because I just seem to go through them so much when I'm cleaning off everything, and I'm kind of hesitant to put them back through the washing machine. So check them out. I mean, it's Harbor Freight. You guys know the quality you get, but they've really started stepping up their game. So shameless plug for Harbor Freight. Got no sponsors for any of these videos, so there's no rhyme or reason to me telling you guys any of this. It's just I like to share my knowledge and information as much as I can. So the only thing that gets sponsored is if you guys click those links, those affiliate links, and use my code when you buy anything off of Amazon. That's really the only way I'm going to see any sort of net gain from any of that, and I'm still yet to see it in action because I don't think anybody's really getting race car parts or using my stuff to go to Amazon. But if you can, it'd be great. Definitely helpful, but still learning about that as we go. So no harm, no foul until then. Once I figure it out, though, I'm coming after you guys. Let's see what else we can update on. Robert Diaz from Hush Performance asked me why I haven't shared the specs of my build yet on a video, and really it hasn't been for any particular reason. I know I joked around when we poked out the cam as far as some secret squirrel specs on the cam itself. Frankly, when it comes to the cam, I don't know what the specs are, guys. Scott might have them somewhere. He might be a little bit privy to them. I might be able to track down some information from Web themselves based on the code stamped on there, but I'm not holding my breath on it. I know it's a BCX cam. I don't know if they're all ground to the same spec or if they were tailored per customer. As far as the rest of the build goes, it's a 97.75 millimeter crank, which everybody's going to say, oh, that's just a F23 single cam crank. And well, you're right on the stroke, but as far as the crank itself, it is a offset custom ground H crank still. So they basically, what that means is they weld up a bunch of material on one side, then they grind it back down smooth to meet the journal size that you need, and go from there. But so it is a custom crank. It's been knife edged, as you can see in some of the other videos. Not super aggressive on the knife edge, but it has been trimmed down to reduce that rotating mass as well. You guys have seen in multiple videos the aluminum rods. Those are GRP aluminum rods, and that kind of took a little bit of time as well, tracking down the torque specs from those. Amazing how much one number stamped on a rod can throw off, when and where they were built as far as time frame goes. So we spoke real briefly with the folks at GRP. They figured out what the rod was, when it was made, and gave me the torque specs needed for the rod bolts as far as the torque spec and then the amount to stretch them to. That is something I'm going to keep secret, but it's not hard to find it, guys. But since I am going to probably start building a little bit more in the immediate future, for a few other folks. Might as well keep it close to the chest on that. 89 millimeter bore on it. So if you guys do the math, if you know how to do the math to figure out what your actual displacement is, this is a true 2.4 liter motor. It's 2.4 plus. Not enough to round up to a true 2.5, but definitely above the 2.4 mark, so we're not having to round down to a 2.3. You know, that being said, that's really the gist of that build. We talked a little bit about the head. It's got 3 millimeter oversized intake valves. That was a design that BC came up with years ago, and stock size exhaust valves. Everything else on that is, unfortunately, again, stuff I'm not privy to as far as the port design and geometry and all that. Just, you know, we know that this head produced well over the standard flow rates of a decently built K series about 10 years ago when this was built. I'm sure they've come a long way since then. I know 4 Pistons out there killing it with their cylinder head program. Reached out to them to see if they would be interested in doing a cylinder head for me, and the price was unfortunately a little too astronomical for my liking and my budget. So no knock to those guys. They do amazing work, and someday, you know, maybe I can afford to have one of these things done. But Golden Eagle sleeves, if I didn't mention that. Header was built by Tim at TCR. Stuff that, you know, a few things that I want to go through on that. Just kind of try to make a little bit more room for the oil pan on that. The intake manifold was a, don't laugh guys, OBX intake manifold from an H23, which was a close replica of the older sheet metal manifold made by Golden Eagle back in the day as well. That was also cut open, port matched, massaged, and tweaked by Tim at TCR as well. Then he TIG welded it back up, which you can see in some of the pictures as well. Hopefully pretty soon we'll have that all back together on the stand before it goes in the car, and kind of give a once over one more time, kind of going over some of the highlights of the motor. So I feel like I'm rambling a little bit too much, so we'll stop this segment right here. Okay, here we go back on the stand, getting ready to reassemble the engine. You can see the nice clean deck surface now. You can also see you know, the concerns that we had with the rust pitting before, and how it has been eliminated at this time. So we're going to go onward and upward. So as always guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully these updates will come a little bit more frequently now that some of our roadblocks have been knocked down. As always, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Hopefully we will talk to you soon. Tilted Shamrock, out.